Good morning. On behalf of President Donald Trump, it will be my great privilege today to administer the oath of office to America's new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Dr. Tom Price. We're grateful to be joined by colleagues and friends to mark this important occasion in the life of our administration and no less extent in the life of this nation. The American people can be proud of having the finest health care in the world, but we all have known the challenges in recent years since the passage of the Affordable Care Act. President Trump has made it a top priority of this new Congress to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act with health care reform that will lower the cost of health insurance without growing the size of government, and finding someone to lead health and human services who brings a background in medicine, a background in health care, a background in budgetary issues in the Congress of the United States, who understands the unique challenges of state officials in programs like Medicaid, was easily met when he made the decision to name Dr. Tom Price as the new Secretary of Health and Human Services. Now, Dr. Price is uniquely qualified to step into this leading role during this time of reform in the life of health care in America. For nearly 20 years, Tom Price worked in private practice as an orthopedic surgeon in the Atlanta area, mending broken bones, giving people the hope and the health to lead lives to the fullest. You passed on your wisdom by training rising generations of physicians at a local college and hospital. An impressive career in health care. But your patients weren't the only ones that benefited by your leadership and by your example. You would carry your leadership qualities into the Georgia State Senate, where you served for 8 years, becoming the majority leader of the Georgia State Senate and helping to steer a time of real reform and renewal in the state of Georgia. Then it was on to Congress, where I first met Dr. Price. He would serve in the Congress now for more than 12 years, chairman of the Budget Committee, but without question, emerging as the most principled expert on health care policy in the House of Representatives, if not the entire Congress. And now President Trump has transformed you with leading the Department of Health and Human Services on behalf of the American people. And as Secretary, we're both confident that you will bring that experience as a physician, that experience at the state level, and that singular experience at the national level to ensure that President Trump's vision for a health care system in this country that works for every American will become a reality in the years ahead. So with that, on behalf of President Trump, it is my great privilege to administer to you the oath of office.
Please place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I, Thomas Price, do solemnly swear.
I, Thomas Price, do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties.
Of the office upon which I am about to enter.
Of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
We're going to sign some official documents, but would you join me in welcoming Betty Price to this event as well?
Everybody involved in law enforcement, you have no idea how respected you are. You don't get the honest facts from the press, but you don't know how respected you are. So I just want to say that up front. I'm honored to welcome the National Sheriff's Association. Your leadership is here, and I know the great job you do. I've known you and followed you for a long period of time. Your efforts and your officers are outstanding. I know so many sheriffs from my area, some in particular, and they're great friends and great people. I just want to let you know that our job is to help you in law enforcement, and we're going to help you do your job. We're going to expand access to abuse-deterring drugs, which a lot of you have been talking about. They're out, and they're very hard to get. Stop the opioid epidemic. We've got to do it. It's a new thing, and honestly, people aren't talking about it enough. It's a new thing, and it's a new problem for you folks. It's probably a vast majority of your crimes, or at least a very big portion of your crimes, are caused by drugs. We're going to stop the border. We're going to stop. We're not going to have the drugs pour in from the border like they have been. We will work with you on supporting your long-standing efforts to strengthen the bonds between the communities and the police, which is very important. It is sort of a new phenomena to a certain extent, and it's happening more and more. And some great results are when you can strengthen the bonds. We're committed to securing our borders to reduce crime, illegal drugs, human trafficking, especially in border counties. We have a lot of the border counties represented. We're also committed to working with law enforcement to stop terrorist attacks. You've been reading about that and seeing about that. They want to take a lot of our powers away. Some people with a lot of the wrong intentions. And we've got a lot of bad people out there. And Dana, I just want to thank you on behalf of the government, on behalf of our country, for leading a strong, strong effort in the courts, and we really appreciate it, believe me. Because as you know, we don't have an attorney general. We have somebody who's phenomenal, Jeff Sessions. He's going to be there hopefully soon. But I believe it's about a record for the length of time that they've delayed the cabinet. These are cabinet members that are phenomenal people, and we haven't had representation, and now we have excellent representation, fortunately, in Dana, and Jeff will be with you very shortly, hopefully. But we're having a hard time getting approvals, and it's only a delay tactic. It's all politics. One person came up to me, a senator, Democratic senator, came up to me the other day and said, Jeff Sessions is a fantastic man. He's fabulous. He's a friend of mine. He's a great, great man and a great talent, and we're lucky to have him. I said, oh, great, I guess that means you're voting for him. No, I won't be doing that. He said, politics doesn't allow me to do that. I thought it was a disgrace. If the press talks loud and hard enough, I'll have to tell you who said that to me. You don't want to hear who said that. I'm shocked. I didn't think you'd care. But I'll probably tell you, actually. But anyway. So we're going to be very tough on crime. We're going to be very tough on the drugs pouring in, and it's a big part of the crime. We're going to be very strong at the border. We have no choice. And we're going to be building a wall. We're starting very soon. General Kelly will be working with a lot of you, and he's fantastic. He was one got approved very quickly, along with General Mattis. He's very, very outstanding. And I very much appreciate that you're here today. And Sheriff, I really thank you for leading the effort. Your reputation's fantastic, and it's a great honor to know you. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe we can go around. We'll let the press stay for a little while, unless you'd rather leave. Would the press rather stay? You know, just so you understand, there's a new phenomenon. You're on live television all over the world right now, so don't get nervous when you speak, okay? But I don't think these things have ever taken place before, but you are on live television, so if you don't want to say anything, you don't have to. But if you do, I think it's a good thing to say. So maybe we'll just go around the room.
Well, Mr. President, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
having
sir.
us here. I'm Sheriff Carolyn Welsh from Chester County, Pennsylvania, and proud to say Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth, will put you over the top November 8th. Very proud of that. We don't stop bragging about that.
You were a great support.
Thank you. And I just want to thank you for, during the campaign and since the campaign, being such a strong, courageous supporter of law enforcement on the federal level with the Border Patrol, on the state level, in the counties, municipalities, boroughs, and particularly with the elected sheriff of the counties. Because we are the sheriff, we are the people's representative, and we are elected by the people, and we greatly appreciate your strong and continued support.
Thank you, Carolyn. There's a new sheriff in town.
That's right.
I hear there's so much data. They always use, there's a new sheriff in town. So anyway,
Sheriff Harold Evanson, Rockwall County, Texas. We appreciate your support very much. Our county's probably about 85% Republican.
Right.
So it was pretty easy for
they
you
were
in our
very
county.
nice. I
Yeah.
agree. They were very
And
nice.
being in a border state, I have been to the border in Texas any number of times, been to the border in Arizona. I clearly understand the problem we have. And previously, when we go to the border and hear what the ranchers and sheriffs have to say, those border sheriffs and border ranchers, it was 180 degrees from what we heard from the previous administration. And
You're
we're
seeing
very,
a big difference.
we're very proud to have you as president.
And that's only 2 weeks. Okay, it's a very short period of time. I'm hearing it from a lot of people. People are calling in, and people I know that are in the area. They're saying it's like day and night because we're not playing games. We're not playing games. We're stopping the drugs from pouring into our country and poisoning our youth. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Mr. President, I'm Jonathan Thompson.